The Bahrain Grand Prix showcased many things to the F1 paddock and to F1 fans all over the world, particularly that Red Bull hasn't missed a beat, but are they cursed or going to be champions? Aston Martin has also shown that they have the potential to be world champions in the constructors, but also that both their drivers can be world champions as well, or at least fight for the world championship. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Shit. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Formula One Digest. I'm your host, Tyson De Silva, reacting to the Bahrain Grand Prix. Apologies for the late video. I was sick over the weekend, lost my voice, wasn't really able to speak. I thought I would wait till I was 100% before getting into this. And folks, I want to talk quickly about Red Bull and Max Verstappen and if they're cursed or contenders. That's right. As many people know, if you win the first race of the season, at least since 2017, you are cursed to finish second in the Drivers' Championship. It happened to Charles Leclerc last year. It happened to Lewis Hamilton the year before. And before that, it was a cross between Valtteri Bottas and Sebastian Vettel. And it wasn't pretty. And now it looks like it might be happening to Max Verstappen as he wins the Bahrain Grand Prix. But is this the year that the curse gets broken? Can Max Verstappen defeat this superstition? And I believe that he can because, one, he's Max Verstappen, two-time world champion, guy who has the most winning season of all time, and he's going to be a record breaker. I think him and Red Bull are on just a different level than any of the other teams, and him and Sergio Perez are just a dynamic duo, an absolute powerhouse that is going to run F1 for, I believe, this season and potentially next. It doesn't look like the wind tunnel time or anything has affected Red Bull all that much. But again, it is only one race, and there are 22 other races for everything to go wrong. I'm not going to try to jinx myself or hopefully eat my words here, but I do believe that Red Bull can break this curse. Let us know what you think. If you think that Max Verstappen is cursed, or if you think he's going to beat the odds and break the curse, let us know down below. Of course, Red Bull aren't the only guys that are making headlines. We have a new team in the F1 paddock that is making noise, and that is Aston Martin. And the question is Aston Martin for real? I believe they are, as Aston Martin showed fast times throughout testing and practice. But again, not every team is showing their true form there or their full potential. But it looks like everything is holding up really well, as Fernando, Alonso, and Lance Stroll both finish P3 and P6 respectively, splitting the Mercedes and beating out a Ferrari. An unreal race for both of them. And I think Aston Martin can be a team that is regularly pursuing points. I don't know about podiums yet. It does look very good. We'll have to see how upgrade packages influence how the rest of the season goes. But for now, it looks as though that F1 has a new contender in Aston Martin. There are two drivers in Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso and Lance Stroll, and I have to say both of them are looking to be contenders. Fernando's going to hopefully be chasing his third. I think that would be something awesome for us to watch. But Lance Stroll has really shown off his potential in this last race after having devastating injuries 2 weeks out before testing, and pulls it together. He had multiple injuries in his hands and wrists and even a fracture on his toe, and still raced and finished P6. An unbelievable drive. I think this completely negates any thoughts we had about his motivation in F1. He's clearly very hungry to do well in F1, so I look forward to seeing what he does for the rest of the season. But of course, does this mean he can be a world champion? Fernando Alonso seems to think so. He even went as far as to say that Lance Stroll was his hero after the effort that he put in this weekend. So I really think that Lance Stroll has an opportunity with this car to show us that he is that world champion that people thought he could be when he was rising the ranks to get to F1. Of course, we also have two awards to give out for this race. And the first one is the Sebastian Vettel Overtake Award.
What's the prize?
I'm giving this
1
award to
million
Fernando
jelly beans.
Alonso. That sweet overtake on Hamilton in a place that you don't really expect to happen. He had two great overtakes, but particularly on for Lewis Hamilton. I know that had to feel good for him. The rivalry, just and even the camaraderie between the two, it's amazing to see. And I hope we get to see more fights between the two because it's nothing but good racing. Even his overtake on George Russell was really good in my opinion. But let us know down below which Fernando Alonso overtake was your favorite. And of course, the Ferrari strategy special. Who had the worst strategy in the F1 paddock this weekend? I have to say, I don't think anyone really had the worst, in my opinion. I don't really remember any notable blunders or anything. But I have to give it to somebody, and I'm choosing to give it to McLaren. I don't really know what's going on over there, but Lando Norris might seriously consider leaving the team. I'm going to do a separate video about it because I do believe it is a real possibility, but Lando Norris is a guy who, in my opinion, is too talented to be coming in for 5 stops in order to refill his engine with air. I believe that's what the problem was. Let me know down below if I'm wrong. But yeah, overall, just a bummer of a weekend for McLaren, and even for Oscar Piastri. You know, it's not really what I think anybody saw coming. I think we all thought they would hopefully have a bounce back season. I know that I did. So yeah, I got to give it to McLaren, and stay tuned for that Lando Norris video. It's going to be coming very soon. But if you guys have made it this far, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys are the best supporters in the world if you've been with us since the start. And we will see you guys in the next video.